We're going to talk about my experience with Doom of Dimensions. Make sure you guys smash the loving crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oscons. So we got the chance to mess around with some of Doom of Dimensions locally. And I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm a fan of this format. Insert the comments down below being like, well, here we go. Here goes the Doom posting. It's not really where I am. It's just everywhere I look, left, right, center, there's just Mitsurugi. You got Mitsurugi Yummy running around, and you can bridge combos with that. Yes, making a Herald and then using the Herald in the extra monster zone into a gravity controller, and then guess what, people? You can recycle with the Samsara Cat, which just gives you re-access back to the Herald. So now you can play Mitsu with that. We had Orcust Mitsu running around. We had Pure Mitsu running around. We also had, I think we had somebody brave that was testing out Mitsu Draco Tale. Don't know how that one works, but everywhere I look, it's just there's a Habagiri resolving somewhere. And now you gotta play around this board wipe. You gotta deal with, the constant foundation. And it's like, you basically have to hold your ash to cut off the Habagiri. Like that's literally the point. But everywhere I look, it's just, we're back to Mitsurugi purgatory. What changed on the list? Vanquish Soul went away. So the minute you eliminate Vanquish Soul and you kind of force the rollback here, then guess what naturally happens? You have board wipe .dak that wants to board wipe the Yummy player, and then you have Yummy, which is build a board. So now your format has shifted to the board wipe versus this. Now it comes down to, well, can every other deck handle the board wipes from the ritual stuff? This board that this deck is generating. And also, the next discussion is what if they're playing the Fiendsmith package? Taking 2 level 4s together gets them Exciton access, which just bridges them into, full Fiendsmith combo at that point. Now you got to deal with the Desiree on top of the revolving door of what's to come around that. And then, of course, that's a lot. It's a lot of Habagiri. And I think that's just, I think the locals experience is going to really differ back to back. And I'll be posting Kong's data up on Monday, so you guys can kind of take a look at, how the tournament scene is structuring. But there is going to be a lot of that. Now, I think Draco Tale is going to be the one that is going to be probably the underdog for the little bit. No, I don't mean it in the sense of, Robbie's saying that Draco Tale's bad. No, I'm saying that I think Draco Tale, once players figure out, do I want to go with the Blazing Cartesians? Do I want to go with the King of the Swamps? Do I want to play a heavier hand trap build? What sort of combinations of these cards do I want to play to make the Draco deck better? I mean, you've also got, if you want to go with canine stuff, I also saw out of Kong's Fire Attackers and Impulse. That is another idea that you can kind of mess around with. Draco Tale really, really, really is one of the decks that just has so much exploration. And actually, I got to see Draco Tale Regenesis tonight, and I actually got to see Pure Draco Tale with, I think it was 18 hand traps. That was being one of the more interesting choices. And honestly, I was just kind of surprised by that. I thought that was quite interesting. Nibs, Ghost Bells, access to all of these bits and pieces. I don't know what their sub package was, but it pretty much ended up decimating most players that they played. But I mean, that's somebody walking into a room that players are not necessarily prepared for Draco Tale. And I will be saying this a lot, this format. Draco Tale is a very good deck. It's just, it needs people to figure out and go, hey, this is the combination of things that we need to be playing in this. This is the way we need to be playing this deck. And once you got that figured out, Well, congratulations. You basically, you have a meta winning strategy. Now myself, and I chose to play Sky Striker. I got the new quick play spell card, wanted to test it in person, just to have some fun and see how the deck could do. In theory, if you get the draw spell card during the draw phase, and it allows you to play under draw. Now, lo and behold, dear old me gets drawn. Don't draw the call by the grave. So at that point in time, it's just set droplets, set your pieces, and just pass turn, and then just proceed to get literally absolutely destroyed in the face by, K9, because Joe Cool into Azuna, into, Lantern Revive. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can slow roll, but if you got one spell in the graveyard, well, what are you gonna do, man? Like, you can only choke point them so much out, as you blow one Widow Anchor, you blow another Widow Anchor, and they're just like the revolving door of pieces just kind of continues to come through. So there's only so much you can do. Like, I think Sky Striker is genuinely a good deck. I think it's got a lot of potential, but Droll is still a card that I think is going to still kind of run around in the back of people's mind, especially with Malcharmies kind of developing out here in the course of the meta. I do not imagine that we're going to see people getting a chance to kind of change it up. I do think that, we're coming from a format where, Droll was just very much a side deck card. He was there, he was doing his job. He's there as a preventative measure, but I do think that Droll might be rotating back in just as a kind of stop to, at least force a different line out of the Mitsu player. I mean, they can play very easily around Droll. And I mean, to be fair, Droll against Yummy, you cut them. If they normal summon Copsy and you draw them on res, I guess they just don't get into the extra pieces from the synchro. But I mean, what if your opponent doesn't open up Copsy? They open up like Lollipop, for example, and they have to go down, that route. You're not really getting any value out of the Droll at that point. So Droll might be a little bit more as like a side piece sort of option. Really just, I think, is going to depend on where the meta is. And honestly, this is another thing. Like Vanquishal getting created, I mean, that was the meta deck I was playing. So now my personal options are keep playing Sky Striker for this format, or go to Draco Tale. And I played a lot of Draco Tale in the very beginning. I don't know why I haven't went to Draco Tale at this point. I guess maybe I'm being ignorant at this point. Maybe it's just, I think it's just time that I say screw it, break down, and it's time to go roll out the old deck and choose to play. I guess that's the next thing on my agenda is it's time to sleeve up Draco Tale and go to town. I will have the Sky Striker profile for you guys sometime over the weekend. Please just give me a little bit of time. I got to get that filmed and put together. It's super late here at this point in the night. I figured I'd sit down, kind of give some of my thoughts on this format before I get some rest, and just kind of translate and go, yeah, this meta, it's fun, honestly. The innovation phase is one of my favorites, but like, God, man, Habagiri is such a broken card. Like, but last format, he really didn't bother me all that much. Everything else just kind of had enough gas, but now it's just like, God, that one card combo really, really, really is nuts. And then it's like, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Like, if they've got the rest of the deck coming back at you too, like, that's a lot of other stuff you've got to deal with. It's just, I'm impressed. Like, God, so much meta actually doing its job. I guess that's truly the wonders of the format actually coming out and doing its thing. But have you guys, what do you think of Doom of Dimensions format so far? So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And, well, you guys have a good rest of your day. Let me know how you guys do your sneak peeks. And you guys, if you have your top deck list too, send them over. We're going to start building those too. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.